Ladies and gentlemen, when have we benefited from war? Many companies benefited from war in the past. But what about us, the common folk, the bystanders, the victims, the family of the soldiers? We lost resources, our families, our friends, loved ones, and the most important of all, we lost ourselves. In the country that we stand for, it does not take a smart man to know that no one wins in a war or in a conflict. You just need to stand back and take a look at your surroundings and have the brain to know that you're losing something in the process of conflict. But in peace, we are all at harmony. Peace is not permanent, sure. But in the time of peace, everyone is happy. Everyone is with their loved ones and everyone is improving. No one is dying, no one is crying. There is enough. But the singing of birds, the sound of people laughing in tandem, with the instrument they play to celebrate the joy of peace. I am an advocate of peace. I test any conflict. I try my best to resolve any conflict with words and reasoning to the best of my ability, so much so that I fumble and stutter. But I do not let that stop me. We've had enough war and conflict as it is, and we do not need more. There are people in need who need not to waste more resources on war, because it's high time to spend it on the good for our people, to make our world better. We should also try to be more tolerable and open-minded to what people say about us or the things we love. Being a snowflake does not do anything for society and for yourself. To achieve peace, we must stand together, use not violence but words on our mind, as one. No more bloodshed, no more death and famine. Our people stood as one to battle the pandemic. We helped one another in our time of need, and that's the only glimpse of what we could achieve with peace, love, standing together as one. Education reform for public education needs to be applied and to be processed for the future educators, and also for well-being of others. Education, especially in public, needs something to benefit the ones who really needs it. And raising the quality of education that they have is the best way, especially when our country is surrounded by technology. We can improve technology in schools by putting computers in library for the students who need to search something, and especially internet connection to access it. So funding the public school education is one of the best ways to reform our education. We can also train the teachers to have the best teaching methods. I believe that's what we need to reform our education. There is so many ways to be better, especially in learning people. Like, you deserve high quality education because education will help us to prepare and have knowledge in the future.
In our community and society, you can't avoid discrimination and being unfair in jobs or even in genders. There will always be gender inequality in our society and community. If we avoid this, we might grow our society and community in a good way. Nowadays, LGBT plus community are experiencing gender inequality and also discrimination in society and community, including harassment and physical abuse. Because there are still a lot of people nowadays who are mostly homophobic towards the gays and lesbians. This is the most common sexuality that is always attack and experience some harassment, including here of being a part of a feminism, and not only in the society and community having homophobic views, but also in a government and election. A lot of people in LGBT community don't want to vote this year after they saw about the video runner of president and have a question if they are agree in same-sex marriage, and all of them are disagree. And after that, because they base in a Bible and men and women are created in this world. This reason is so very invalid for LGBT community because it affects our country because of being homophobic and judgmental and also discriminating against other people in our country. Half of our country is a part of LGBT plus community. This is why other people want marriage and legal go to abroad and earn some money so they can legalize their relationship. This same-sex marriage has a big impact in our community. That is why our country can't grow because of this discrimination of these people. Other example of racism and color, skin, and religion is that many people nowadays use white skin products to avoid discrimination on their skin because they don't want to be discriminated against and want to boost their confidence. In racism in religion include because in our community and almost of the LGBT plus community, color, skin, and religion experiencing bullying in the school as a result of children committed suicide resulting of bullying. One day, if we avoid discrimination and judgmental and homophobic, what will happen next? For me, one day, if we can change other people's minds and be open-minded to our society and community, we can have to give other people freedom to be themselves and also avoid this bullying into school to have a lower cases suicidal that might help country to be better. We can grow ourselves and other people confidence. Right now, a lot of people still experiencing some harassment and discrimination. We can avoid this if we help each other to be open-minded. It's 2020 now, and we know how big changes and impacts to our society. We need to change our mindset because we have enough knowledge to know what is right and wrong. Also, the other problem is the wages that disparities that gives manager. This is also affecting our community because of unfair wages that they give to their employees. This has a big impact to our community because of having a small wages and unfair wages of your staff is not right because we have different allowances that we need, which also include the education of the children and the other fees. This called favoritism. If you have a school have favoritism or level in your works, you can experience this. This is why even if you work hard or even you work time, if you can communicate or make some friends, you might have a lower wages in your payday come. This majority inequality of community, which is why a lot of Filipino workers just prefer to go to abroad and get high wages and high accuracy in their money and gives right to their family to be a foreign workers in change for our country because they work and study hard because instead of working study hard and working to our countries, they going working to other countries to earn a lot of money, you know. And what if we change that we have a fair wages to give to our staff? This is a big help to our community and big impact and also to grow our country if we give them a fair wages when the payday is come. Because of this, we can help our country to grow and other children to educate more and having a privilege in education and good school and to avoid poverty in our country if we give a fair wages. Let's proceed to the climate change. Climate change a lot, and we experience of typhoon, you know, and floods, and also very hot summer in El Nino because of the global warming. Our climate also have a big impact in our country. Different global warming because of the pollution that we made, like a smoke in the cars and factories, and burning some toxic plastic and toxic waste. This is a big impact to our planet, and this is a big cause in global warming that make our planet hotter and hotter. And also, this is a big impact in society and country, and most of the affected in a global warming climate is animals. Mostly in Antarctica cold area because of the global warming, our planet is make hotter and hotter, and Antarctica melting on point. What if we change and remove some smoke in the cars and that conduct smoke? There has a big change that might help in our community and also have a clean air that we can get because if you see when the pandemic came in our country, you can see that the thick fog are gone and you can see clear all the area are clean. If the maintain that air in our world clean, avoid smoking that produce in some factories in car that will help to our country and big change of non-toxic air that we absorb of the other people. This save our planet and also animals in avoiding some different climate change, because as of now, people back again in their jobs, and right now we can see a thick fogs and so much pollution. But if we use bicycles and just cars and no motors, we can save our country and also our planet. We can make a recyclable machine to encourage other people to collecting their plastic, papers, and even litters, and to throw in the right trash can. And also, if we have this, we can avoid floods, because right now when the typhoons come in here in the Philippines, there has a lot of floods in our country affecting because of this, even in ocean, in our beautiful beaches, because of this trash can and not put in the right places. This is cause our planet dirty and pollution. If we put in the right places, we can avoid global warming, and also we can save our beautiful nature that others still hidden. Thank you.
Our COVID-19 response does not appear to be particularly spectacular. At first, we were slow as a turtle in a race because we were not used to be dealing with this type of conflict. We, on the other hand, find solution to every challenges we face. We deliver personal protective equipment to health workers and at-risk communities, as well as a life-saving knowledge through the processes. Provide social support measures for families who have lost their jobs, such as cash consideration. We also have a national vaccination program by providing training, resources, and essential messaging to communities and health workers. We may be making slow progress, but we are doing our best to help in the resolution of problems we face. Corruption is one of the main reasons we struggle. It is a scourge in our society because corrupt people do not do their jobs honestly and cleanly. Instead, they use their power and position to further their bad deeds. We should wisely vote for people who wholeheartedly want to help and serve their community. We should help one another to stop corruption by choosing wisely who to trust and giving power to help and improve our community.